Hi everyone, I'm Ed Bates from Kilworth Chiropractic and welcome to another Daily Dose. So who would have imagined that being told to stay at home would be as challenging and as stressful as it is? Well, for me, the hardest thing I've found over this time is maintaining routine and being productive without being busy for busy's sake, if that makes sense. In my mind, busy is working hard but not really achieving anything. It's all a bit frantic, whereas being productive is being smarter and actually achieving things. So today's Daily Dose is about routine, and in particular, our morning routine. Now, there's a famous saying that says that if you win the morning, you will win the day. Hopefully the following tips are things that you can do or you can try that will help you win the day. And these are things that I've done fairly regularly or have done in the past few years. So all I can suggest is try them and see whether they actually help you. Now, the first thing I'm going to suggest is actually something that you do the night before. But if you sleep with your phone beside your bed, make sure you have it switched to airplane mode. Now, whilst having it on airplane mode makes sense from a health perspective, considering all the electromagnetic radiation, the reason I'm suggesting it in this context is to avoid the barrage of emails and social media posts the second you wake up. In other words, if the first thing you do on waking is seeing the mountain of incoming data, it can totally overwhelm you from the get-go, which obviously causes major stress, and that's certainly not a good way to start your day. So I would strongly advise holding off the messages. The second thing to do when you get out of bed is to quickly make your bed. Now, I'm not talking about a five-star hotel makeover here with all the creases and hospital corners all absolutely perfect. For those of you who had the misfortune of going to boarding school, you'll know what a hospital corner is. Anyway, I'm literally talking about straightening out the duvet, puffing up the cushions, the pillows, and then throwing over the eiderdown or the bedspread. Literally a couple of seconds effort. Now, although it seems like such a small thing, so many highly successful people all recommend making your bed, especially when our lives are a little unfocused, which is exactly what we're going through at the minute. And the reason why making your bed can be so powerful is that you're accomplishing one thing no matter what happens during the rest of the day. Plus, you then get the benefit of returning back to a made bed in the evening. In other words, making your bed can help set you up psychologically to be more productive during the day. Now, the third thing is what Tony Robbins calls priming. And there's a couple of ways of that you can do this. One is to immediately, when you get out of bed, is to immediately do 10 to 15 press-ups or some body weight exercise. And what this does is help kickstart your nervous system. Or another suggestion is, and this is for the brave ones, and what you can do is have a cold shower. The merits of which I'll actually definitely discuss in a future video. Or you can try the following breathing exercise. Now, what you do is literally sit upright in a comfortable seat. And all you're going to do is literally 3 sets of this exercise. So literally, you're going to have your feet flat on the floor. And all you're going to do is basically sit up nice and upright from there. And all you're going to do is you're going to breathe in and out through your nose. Okay. But as you breathe in, you're going to stretch your arms upright. Okay. And as you breathe out, you're going to then bring them down. So it's up and then down. So literally, it looks something like this. And you literally do that about 30 times, keeping your eyes closed. Now, after about 30 repetitions, just literally relax. Have your palms of your hands facing upwards, just resting on your lap, and literally with your eyes closed, just literally be present and notice the sensations that are going on within your body. Notice the warmth, the tingling, whatever it is from there. Just be present with it, and then you do the same thing again. Do 30 more, and again, relax. And as you relax the second time, what you're going to focus on is feelings of gratitude. And again, gratitude is a really, really powerful emotion. And again, it's something that we must discuss in due course. And then you repeat it a final time. And then as you relax after your 30 breaths, you literally, this time, what you're going to do is you're going to relax again with your eyes closed, but you're actually going to reflect on what you're going to achieve during the course of the day. And don't just reflect on it and sort of worry about what it is, but actually visualize you actually completing whatever task it is you're setting out. And that's it from there. Now, if those priming suggestions didn't appeal, you could, as we discussed yesterday, do a short meditation, which again is incredibly powerful. And again, I suppose, as I mentioned yesterday, try not to think of meditation as, woo-woo, but as really training and trying to train your mind to become less emotionally reactive. Another thing I've tried and played around with in the past, but admittedly certainly have stopped doing, is journaling. A lot of the self-help experts recommend journaling, and it's like a mind dump. You literally just put onto pen and paper what's coming to your mind. So what I do after I've done either meditation or those breathing exercises, what I try and do at least 5 to 6 times a week is exercise. Whether it's a run, whether it's a cycle, whether it's some simple weights, and it may only be 20 to 30 minutes. It's not a long time, and I do vary the intensity, so it's not a big deal. But it really helps me start the day off on the right note. And plus, it ensures that it's one less thing that I have to do over the course of the day. And then if I have breakfast at all, which most of the time I don't, I'll have breakfast, which if I do have breakfast, it's invariably scrambled egg and bacon. Or normally all I have is just what's called bulletproof coffee, which again is something I'll talk about in a later video. And then I get showered and changed, and then I start the day. Now, I think getting changed, particularly in these unprecedented times when our routines are completely up in the air, I think getting changed is absolutely crucial. I think mentally, the damage that's sort of, hanging around in your pajamas all day, it really doesn't do you any good. So I'd certainly strongly advise everyone to at least get changed. And that's it. But, developing a routine, whatever your routine is, I think is really, really important. Now, one thing I should point out, which I think as well is very, very important, and that's to realize that anytime you want to change or improve something, the first place you need to improve it is in your mental emotional state. So in other words, if you do something from a pissed off or exhausted state, it doesn't really matter what you do. It won't work, and nor will you ever be able to sustain it or keeping up. In other words, if your thoughts are weak and you're in a weak place, then your actions will also be weak. Anyway, I hope you found that useful, and I'll see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. God bless.